Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Assigned by His Majesty, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs honors the winners of Sultan Qaboos competition for Holy Quran memorization. Application for added value tax is delayed to 2019 and selective tax will be applied in the middle of next year. More than 4,600 vacancies in private sector are provided by the program of employing job seekers since its inauguration. And new discoveries are found in the oldest archaeological settlement in the governorate of North Batna. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency President Rodrigo Duterte of Philippines on the victims of floods and landslides of the Tamblyn tropical storm that swept the southern Philippines. His Majesty the Sultan has received a cable of thanks from His Excellency President Ibrahim Abubakar Keita of Mali in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on the occasion of his country's National Day. Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Mohammed Al Salmi, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs, presided over the honoring ceremony of Sultan Qaboos competition for Holy Quran. The competition witnesses this year an increase in the number of participants from various governorates in the Sultanate. The number of participants during this current round reached 2,156 male and female competitors. Applying added value tax shall be delayed until 2019. This was stressed by an official resource in the Ministry of Finance to the Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television, clarifying that this came for giving opportunity for all government and private sectors for completing procedures and laws related to applying added value. The source pointed out that applying selected tax on a number of commodities will be in the second half of 2018. Applying agreement of the added value came within the framework of the unified agreement among the GCC countries, where a number of them will start to apply by the beginning of 2018. More than 4,650 job opportunities in various fields of private sector provided by the program of employing 25,000 male and female job seekers since its inauguration at the first week of this month. The program will continue for 6 months to reach employing 25,000 job seekers in the first stage. The academic qualifications of candidates varied between general underdiploma, which took the biggest share, and other university certificates. Efforts were exerted through more than one direction to succeed in employing more than 1,660 male and 969 female citizens. The Sultanate, represented by the State Council, hosted today the Regional Forum of Parliamentarians in the field of science and diplomacy, organized by the Islamic Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. The forum, which will continue until December 27th, aims to enhancing the role of parliamentarians in developing legislation and policies in support of science and technology, building bridges of cooperation among member states, and engaging the society in science, technology and innovation issues. It includes 5 working sessions that discuss several papers related to its subject and to issue recommendations to strengthen the role of Arab parliaments in science and diplomacy. Department of Archaeology at Sultan Qaboos University registered a new archaeological discovery, which it portrays in the archaeological site of Dahwa, which belongs to al-Nar civilization. Dahwa archaeological site is considered as the oldest settlement discovered until today in the North Batna plain. It is thought that the potteries found in Dahwa site were made in Pakistan in the central area of Indus Valley, namely in the areas of Mugan and Godara. The presence of these potteries in the Sultanate refers to commercial activity between the Sultanate and Indus Valley civilization during the Bronze Age. The Ministry of Transport and Communications signed an agreement for managing project of tunnels on Bidbid Sur Road with construction unit for projects administration affiliated to Omani International Logistic Group ASIAD. This agreement put the initiative of National Program for Enhancing Economic Diversification (TANFID) in building abilities of governmental institutions in integrated administration projects in implementation phase. The project is considered as the first project in the Sultanate to experience it through this dimension. The project included construction of 2 tunnels at the road of Wadi Al-Aq in addition to implementing works of road protectors in a number of sites in order to ensure safety of the road users. The Board of Directors of Civil Service Pension Fund in its 4th meeting discussed a number of topics such as project of tallying revenues and operating expenses and capital for fund for 2018 and decision of approving it. The board reviewed the quarterly financial list of the year ending period from 30th September 2017 in addition to approving the guide of managing risk and the funds. The Council reviewed the performance indicators, which included cash flow and position of funds investments, which is decided according to the approved investment plans for current year, in addition to follow up the situation of the project of the fund, which will currently being implemented. The Council also discussed new amendments of the Investment Board. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Omar Al Marhoun, Minister of Civil Service. Still to come in our news bulletin. Petroleum Development Oman PDO signed 3 MOUs to provide training on first aid in schools of the Sultanate in addition to provide support for people with special needs. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Members of the Iran's Christian community began their Christmas celebration on Sunday. Some streets in the center of the capital, Tehran, are filled with Christmas spirit every year during the festive season. Christmas trees and decorations, as well as Santa, figurines and costumes are among the top-selling items ahead of the New Year. The festive atmosphere even thrills non-Christians passing the holiday gift stores. Some 120,000 Christians live in Iran, the majority of whom are Armenian descent. Followers of the religion have always been a minority in the country, but are recognized officially in the law of the Muslim nation. Christians are represented at the Iranian parliament and can send their children to Christian schools and vote in elections. The head priest of a St. Mary's Church said they hope that the new year of 2018 will be full of blessings and free from war and bloodshed. A suicide bomber struck today near an intelligence service office in Kabul, killing at least 6 people, including a woman, in a passing vehicle. Officials said 5 others injured in the suicide bombing in the capital of Afghanistan. The Daesh group has claimed responsibility for the attack. The bombing happened near the national directors of the security offices in the Sash Dark neighborhood. According to the Interior Ministry, the suicide bomb attacker was killed in the blast. 3 extremists launched an attack on training center of the National Directorate of Security on December 18th. At least 2 police officers were injured and all the 3 attackers were shot dead. Cultural authorities at UNESCO have recognized the artisans of Panama for their distinctive woven hats. Panama's real contribution to the world's hat heritage is the pintao, or painted hat, handmade from 5 different plants and a dose of swamp mud. The widely known Panama hat is a brimmed hat traditionally made in Ecuador from the straw of the South American tequila palm plant. The hats are thought to have earned their misleading name because many were sold nearby Panama to prospectors traveling through that country in California during the gold rush. Artisans of the truly Panamanian pintao had started with the fibers of several plants that occurred and then woven into braids and wrapped around a wooden form and sewn together from the crown of the hat down. For Panamanians, the pintao hat is a national symbol, identifying them anywhere in the world. Some pintao hats can cost hundreds of US dollars. Back to some local news, exchanging viewpoints of mutual concern in the training and academic field between the Sultanate and the State of Qatar. Top discussions at the meeting between Salim bin Musallam, Qatan, Commandant of Omani National Defense College, with the delegation of Joan bint Jassim Joint Command and Staff College, which was chaired by Commodore Nasser bin Mohammed al-Suwaidi, Assistant of Commandant of the College. During the meeting, the 2 sides exchanged cordial talks and discussed a number of topics with regard to military field. In order to fulfill the increasing demands for professional development programs and keep pace with the requirements of the current stage, the Ministry of Education launched an e-training project. The project targets various segments of those working in the educational field and link between various educational units in the Sultanate electronically. The project will serve around 65,000 employees at the Ministry of Education. It will provide e-training to the staff in order to acquaint them with creative and innovative skills in the teaching and other fields. The project has a number of aims, like establishing e-library for e-training program, which will save time and effort and cost for the ministry and its personnel. Highlighting the current reality of academic monitoring system for private higher education institutions topped the discussion of the work session of System of Academic Observation, which was held in Muscat. The session also aimed to come out with clear and specified policies that relate to the monitoring system. The work session was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Mohammed Al Sarmi, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Higher Education. The tourism production exceeded 1.2 billion Omani Riyals by the end of 2016, out of which foreign tourism reached 319 million Omani Riyals, whilst domestic tourism reached 882 million Omani Riyals. The statistics issued by the National Center for Statistics and Information mention that the direct added value of tourism sector reached more than 701 million Omani Riyals, decreasing by 7.4% compared to 2015. The expenditure of expatriates tourists reached 319 million Omani Riyals, which contributed in strengthening the value of tourism production, increasing by 10.3% compared to 2015. The statistics referred that the number of tourists visiting the Sultanate doubled twice during the last decade, as the number of visitors has witnessed an increase by 40% every 5 years. The number of foreign tourists who visited the Sultanate in 2005 reached 1.1 million, whilst in 2010 they increased to 1.5 million and then to 3.2 million in 2016. The increase in the number of tourists in 2016 led to increase in the number of hotels, which reached 340. The revenue from hotel industry recorded an increase by 1.8% and reached 230,843,000 Omani riyals. Petroleum Development Oman PDO signed 3 memoranda of understanding with a number of governmental bodies. The agreements will pave the way for providing training on first aid in schools of the Sultanate, in addition to provide support for people with special needs in order to enable them to enter into the labor market. With these MOUs, the company will finance the program of a training on first aid, which will develop the knowledge of the local society to sustainable level, where trainees will be approved as paramedics in order to uplift the awareness level in this field and provide first aid services to their societies. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the governorates of Sharqiya and Worcester and coastal areas of the Sea of Oman. Winds will be southerly to southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, hear the main points once again. As signed by His Majesty, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs honors the winners of a Sultan Qaboos competition for Holy Quran memorization. Application of added value tax is delayed to 2019 and selective tax will be applied in the middle of next year. More than 4,600 vacancies in private sector are provided by the program of employing job seekers since its inauguration. And new discoveries are found in the oldest archaeological settlement in the governorate of North Batna. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night.